All right, so we'll do a little recap here, kind of getting us caught up since it's been a little while since we met last in Tales from the Loop. So far, the kids have discovered a mad scientist who was toying around with dinosaur DNA and raising a pair of velociraptors in the woods near Engelbrecht Orchards. The dapper hermit in the woods met his untimely demise at the claws of his creations, and the girls have rescued a pair of dino eggs, which are incubating quietly in the kids' grotto hangout. Gemma has been seeing red balloons floating over downtown, a sign from her father, who has been mysteriously absent from home, doing work for DART while still appearing on Channel 14 doing his nightly weather reports. She's been in the process of trying to solve the mystery of the strange voices coming from beneath Willard Library, and with the help of her pals and a friendly Russian church custodian, has been able to translate the words into English, but has discovered only gibberish, words with no meaning. The kids discovered a secret passage that connected the basement of Willard to the Carpenter House, home of the PBS station WNIN, and revealing an intricate maze network of tunnels that run under the city. While exploring these tunnels, the kids were accosted by some sort of reptilian bipedal creature and escaped to fight another day. In the interim, the kids solved a mystery of several missing children from the area connected to a strange empathic neon fish-like creatures from what seems like another dimension. The kids found the gate that was the source of the fish, retrieved the missing kids and the elementary school teacher who had been examining the extra-dimensional entities. The weekend couldn't come soon enough, as the kids are anxious to get to the bottom of the mysterious tunnels beneath Evansville and to uncover the source of the strange Russian codes. So, since it's been a little bit, I think we should probably start with some individual scenes from the kids' daily life. So, if anybody would like to chime in and tell me what your kids are up to, then we can deal with stuff that's going on at home. It is Friday, let's say it's Friday evening, early evening, probably like around 4:30, 5 o'clock, just a little bit after school.
And are we still in like spring or early spring?
Yeah, early spring. It's in February, right around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I guess technically late winter.
I'm rearranging my room.
How so?
Balloons in sort of the same direction of the city, facing downtown, and my bedroom doesn't have a window that faces in that direction, but my mom's bedroom does face that window. So while she's out, because she's working multiple jobs, and I got home from school and made myself a grilled cheese sandwich and everything, I thought if I can switch all of the furniture from my room into her room and her room into my room, then I can have a better view of maybe seeing those balloons, and maybe she won't even notice because she'll think it's cool, I think. Like, it'll look good. I'm sure it will.
Cool. Gemma, in the days that have passed this week, you guys, I think, had your last adventure like about on Monday of this week, so it's the whole week has passed. Would you have done any research on kind of what happened down there in the tunnels with that creature or anything?
I would have had the opportunity to, just by being at Willard.
So you would have gone to Willard to work at some point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What was the name of the head librarian that was your friend there?
Jim?
Jim? Sure, Jim. That sounds good. You probably popped in on a Tuesday, and Jim wasn't there. You didn't think too much of it. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. Didn't think too much of it. But going back, say, on Thursday, he wasn't there again. It's unlike him to not be there during the weekdays. He usually does pop out like around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock most days. But when you were there on Thursday and not seeing him again, it kind of probably piqued your curiosity a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird. I guess I could have, I don't know, tried to figure out where he lives, maybe. They're probably...
Oh, I think she froze.
Yep. Oh,
Right,
she's back.
there you go. You're back.
Sorry, I said something brilliant. I probably tried to figure out, where he lives. Maybe he lives nearby. I think there might be HR records behind the front desk that I could check in.
Mhm.
Or ask, and certainly ask the person at the desk, at the circulation desk, if she knew anything.
Or a phone book.
Yeah, there's that. But
Lots of gems in the phone book.
The lady there at the
Mhm.
circulation desk says that she actually hasn't heard from Jim for about the last 2 days, or actually 3 days, since Monday. They've been a little bit concerned about him and have been trying to call, and there's been no answer at his place. It's certainly very unlike him not to show up to work, without a doubt. So there's been some concern amongst the folks here. You need some time to soak up that information, Jim?
well, yeah, I suppose so. I don't know. Are we still talking about the past week, or going forward into the weekend?
Within this past week, yeah, it would have been Thursday that you would have gotten, the information that Jim was not coming to work. Now I can give you the information if you've been researching a little bit. I can give you the information that perhaps you uncovered.
Well, I've been doing general snooping around the library. I'm not used to thinking about him and his life outside
Sure.
of Willard Library.
Mm-hmm.
As I go, he's there. We talk. That's very cool. But it's kind of new to me to think about that he has a life outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I might find out about that, or about what's under the basement
Mm-hmm.
while he's gone.
Why don't you give me a mind comprehend roll, or investigate, whichever is higher for you.
Did you see anything happen?
Yeah, yep. I got 4 successes there, actually, so that's a lot of information. This is in regards to kind of what happened underneath. Now we know that there was the Russian language, and unfortunately you haven't really been able to piece together what all of that means, other than the fact that this certainly is some sort of code, and in the way that it's being read, you just don't have the information in order to break that particular code. But what you did happen to stumble across was an old news article that dates back to the 1950s. And a more recent article that was written here in the early 80s about paranormal activity in Evansville. And you've kind of been able to cross-reference the two and found the original article that this particular article in the early 80s was kind of talking about. And I will read it to you so that everybody has this information. Indiana, often called the Crossroads of America, isn't exactly a state known for its monsters or much in the way of paranormal activity. However, something truly strange and terrifying happened along the banks of the Ohio River in the late summer during the mid-1950s. To this very day, people are still unable to explain exactly what happened. But all that they know is that a local woman nearly lost her life to a vicious aquatic monster. That monster has come to be known as the green-clawed beast of Evansville. August 21st, 1955 was a typical hot summer's day in Dogtown, a small community within Evansville, Indiana. Both locals and tourists alike were headed for local lakes and rivers to take a swim and cool down. Among them was a Mrs. Naomi Johnson, her children Sandra, Darwin, and Daryl, and her good friend Miss Chris Lamble. Mrs. Johnson told her children to stay put while she and Chris went out for a swim. Mrs. Lamble went out with a big black inner tube as she herself couldn't swim. Naomi and Chris, while they were leisurely swimming, little did they know that something was closely watching the two women underneath the water. Mrs. Johnson was only 15 feet from the shore when she felt a large, hairy, claw-like hand grab her around the left knee and pull her under. Naomi struggled to free herself from the unseen attacker as Mrs. Lamble looked on in horror above the water's surface. Mrs. Johnson was able to finally kick herself free from the creature's clutches and made it back to the surface, taking a huge breath of air as she did so. But almost immediately, Naomi was seized again from behind. Mrs. Lamble shrieked and screamed loudly as the Johnson children watched helplessly from the shore. Naomi wrestled with her unseen attacker in the murky water, desperately trying to free herself and get back to the surface for air. She managed to get herself free and made for Mrs. Lamble's inner tube. She gasped for air and screamed at the top of her lungs for help, but at that instant the creature seized her by the leg and pulled her down once more. Kicking and screaming, Mrs. Johnson was able to break away for the final time and lunged for her friend Chris's inner tube. She made a thump upon contact with the tube, and this apparently frightened the attacker enough to drive it away. With the aid of Mrs. Lamble, Naomi managed to make it to shore in a state of shock, crying and screaming all the while. To their horror, it was discovered that her leg was covered in deep, bloody scratches and bruises. But what troubled Naomi, her children, and their friend Chris the most was that her leg was covered in green palm stains where the beast had seized her. The bizarre encounter begs the question, what did Mrs. Johnson encounter on that day in the river? Although shocking, this may be one of the only monster encounters where the creature wasn't actually seen by eyewitnesses, but rather felt instead. But what is clear is that the beast had great strength, was quite possibly both reptilian and amphibious in nature, and was extremely aggressive towards humans, possibly to the point of viewing people as a food source. This evidence has led some researchers to believe that the green-clawed beast is an amphibious reptilian monster of some kind, while others think this creature may have been extraterrestrial in nature. So as I said, that particular article was from the 80s. But you were able to cross-reference that and find the original article that touted this particular event within the Evansville Courier back in 1955. Now, the description of that particular creature is very reminiscent of what it is that you guys happened upon down in the tunnels. So, is there possibly a connection between these two?
Definitely.
And for the record, that is an actual story that was printed back in the 1950s. That something like this apparently did happen And it does, I didn't include this in here because I don't know how relevant it would be, but apparently most of the people that were present at the time were distracted by a shiny, ovular, glowing object in the sky around about this time as well. So a lot of people didn't actually see the event happen, but they heard the screams.
Interesting.
Who knew?
So one of my recent hobbies lately has been looking at a new telescope that I have and sort of fiddling with it and looking at the sky. I haven't seen anything unusual lately, have I, in the sky?
No, You've kind of gotten used to seeing the magnetrine ships kind of flying by, and really you've kind of grown up with that, so that doesn't seem to be too odd. But other than that, no, you haven't really seen any unidentified flying objects.
Cool. I got a really good view of Saturn the other night. On a side note.
Twins, what have you been up to? Oh, by the way, your grandmother, who was hospitalized due to a bout of anemia, is back at home and resting. She's still a little bit weak, but she seems to be better than she was before.
Well, I think I've been spending time with Grandma, and then also gearing up for baseball season. So I've been doing a lot of practicing.
Yeah, you got that new pitching machine there too, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And so I guess I've continued to do most of the farm chores in lieu of baseball practice, or having the cushy job of checking in on Grandma.
Don't hate.
And didn't at the end of the last one, didn't I get some equipment that I was going to try to add on to the hover bike so that it could carry more?
Oh yeah, I think so.
So I'm probably just kind of fiddling with that to see if I can get that item integrated onto the bike to see if it'll work.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and make a tech tinker roll.
Okay.
2 successes. Well, that should certainly do it. And I think that actually may give you a little bit of a bump there as well with that extra success. You could. It says you don't need to roll to overcome the same trouble again. So truthfully, you could probably fit, a decent amount of weight on there without having any issues there. Now, obviously, it's small, so I mean, tops maybe you might be able to get 3 people on there if need be. You could also show off. But yeah, success for sure on that. So yeah, you've certainly beefed it up.
Okay.
And I will say, okay, let's go this far. That with as many successes as you got on that, number one, you were really hoping to be able to fit one or two more people on there without the thing sinking and not being able to work. I think with the successes that you got, you really activated the magnetrine power within this, and that thing can actually soar up above the treetops. So essentially now you have a flying bicycle or a motorcycle. Yeah.
Nice. Can I also put a tape deck on it?
Yes.
And like a speaker? Okay.
Yeah.
I got
the kind that flips it automatically when it gets to the end of one side.
Don't forget, you're gonna need
super fancy.
You're gonna need a place to hold multiple cassettes to put in there.
I think I could probably rig up like a little cassette holster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the kind that used to be in like the console,
Oh, I was thinking you have like a
or like a bandolero.
yeah, bandolero of just tapes that you stick in.
I like
That'd be
that
awesome.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
You could be like, here, let me switch to the Hard Rock, and you just take and flip it around your body.
Exactly.
Here, Chicago. You want some Chicago? Okay, right back.
It's a great idea.
All right, Shay, you're up.
That's easy. That's jail. I mean, what else? What else would you be doing?
And grounded.
You weren't even there. Shut up. But I may be grounded. I don't remember if I was grounded. The last thing I remember is I had a conversation. I was late, and I told Dad I was helping a friend with something, and I can't remember what happened. Sorry. I don't know if I got grounded or if he let me off because I was helping out a friend. I don't think it ever resolved.
Yeah, I don't know that we did either, to be quite honest. And it's been a minute since I actually recapped that episode. So I would say at this point that Dad is probably so busy with stuff going on at school. There's a convention this weekend that he's kind of been put in charge of watching. So even if you are grounded,
No.
it's likely that if you get back home before 11 o'clock at night, he probably wouldn't even know that you were out gallivanting around.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna go out gallivanting around if he's not around. I'll go to the grotto as usual.
All right.
Maybe I should check on the dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, they seem to be. That's probably like, for you, that's probably just your normal routine, is just heading out there after school and checking on those guys. Everything seems to be fine. I think that Billy Joe, I think, had hooked you up with a incubator, and it's keeping them warm, and everything seems to be okay. You hold them up to the light usually every time you come in, and they're still in there and growing.
Can't wait to see. So excited.
And I would assume at this point that probably everybody else kind of starts showing up at the grotto, since it's a Friday night.
But we've never caught her looking at the eggs. Or are we now to the point where we're just like, oh, okay, we've got eggs here?
I don't know that Jack and Corey actually know about this just yet, to be quite honest.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I don't think that you two actually do know. So you probably haven't been to the grotto. So if you do show up tonight, this would certainly be a topic of conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I don't know why I wasn't told about this, because that I take care of reptiles in I have like several different species and fish tanks of reptiles all over my garage, so I can help out. I mean, I'm not sure if I should take care of dinosaur eggs, but I know a lot about it.
I think if you recall, though, we were adamantly against keeping these dinosaur eggs.
Right, I know, but
Well, but you didn't know about the dinosaur eggs, period. I mean, you were adamant about destroying the actual dinosaurs because they shouldn't be released out into the wild.
now that we actually have the eggs, now I'm kind of taking an interest in, because like now my sort of reptilian pet thing's kicking in, and I'm like, a little bit interested in little dinosaurs now.
Well, let's continue that conversation. Corey is the first now to arrive, and he's expressed his concerns about, well, why didn't you tell me? So let's continue with that conversation there between Shay and Corey.
Yeah, Shay, why did you just do this on your own without telling me? I didn't know they were here.
You killed their parents. Just burned the barn down and killed them. We weren't going to tell you about this. Are you crazy?
Well, why did you keep the eggs?
I don't know. It was an impulse, okay? We put them in there. We knew you guys would stomp on them or something, so we put them in the bag, and we hid them. I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we didn't think that far ahead.
Well, we got to talk to the group because, like, it's like having tiger eggs. You can't, I mean, eggs don't, tigers have eggs. But tiger eggs.
I don't think it's like having tiger eggs.
Oh.
No, not at all.
It's like having tiger babies. You can't just, like, think they're cute and play with them and not have a plan for the future. So you got to think about that, like, or cobras and, you know, in eggs. You got to, like, it's not just about the eggs. It's about what's coming next.
Well, they're not hatching yet, so we've got some time to think about it.
Maybe not much time.
If you promise not to just stomp on them, maybe you can help us figure it out.
No, I love reptiles. I'm not going to stomp on them.
Why did you burn the barn to the ground and kill the adults?
Because those were dangerous. They would have killed people. We couldn't risk people's lives.
Oh, I see.
Once someone opened that door, those people were gone.
Well, do you think we could probably train them? Surely we could train them.
Train dinosaurs? You can't train snakes. You
Why
can't
not?
train
They
lizards.
could be like our mascots.
They're like chickens, right?
Well, I don't know
No.
if velociraptors are like chickens. I mean, they have some of the DNA maybe in common, but I don't think they're like chickens. Chickens don't kill you and eat you.
They'll eat mice. I saw that once.
Chickens will eat mice?
Tore it apart.
Ew.
There was that big chicken on Bugs Bunny that time when they gave him the
The serum, like growth
serum and it grew really super big.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of freaked me out a little bit, but
My
yeah.
dog ate a baby rat last week.
Ate a baby rat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your little
Wait.
wiener dog ate a baby rat.
No, that's in real life. But yeah,
Oh,
I was just mixing it in with my character there. But yeah, the dog ate it.
well, Corey would have a wiener dog.
Did I have a wiener dog? I don't have a wiener dog. What are you we have a German Shepherd.
In real life or
No,
Corey?
Corey.
No, Corey had a wiener dog.
No, I have a German Shepherd. You don't get to determine what kind of dog I have, Jack.
Wiener dog.
We a German Shepherd, but black and brown, named Zorro.
Cute.
Mm.
And it ate a baby rat last week. Anyway, point is, I don't know. We gotta have a plan for the eggs. We can't just sit here, wait till they hatch, and then figure it out later.
Well, let's come up with a plan then.
What's your plan? Do you have an idea?
I don't know. The boys have a farm. Maybe we can work something out there.
I don't think
No.
Dad's gonna want velociraptors.
Dad's not gonna want Varas. No.
I'm worried that Jack is not going to take this well.
Are we all together right now, or because they're talking a lot?
Yeah, they're talking a lot. It sounds like it. Yeah.
Since we just answered, yeah, no.
So,
Dad
I
does
don't
not want velociraptors on the farm.
I think we have to go meet with someone that knows a lot more about it than us and give them the eggs.
How about Mesker Park?
Are you kidding me? The zoo in Evansville?
I think they could live on the monkey island.
They could just change it to a velociraptor pirate ship.
Well, you want to talk to the zoo director at Evansville? Well, I guess we could do that. Maybe at least they would have some connections.
Because you gotta, I mean, as a little side note, you gotta remember the zoo in Evansville when you're our age in 1984. I mean, it was cool because you may not have been to a St. Louis zoo or whatever. So, I mean, it's a fairly decent zoo whenever we were.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
age.
and I'll repeat the words monkey pirate ship if you need to remember that. I mean, what else do you need to know?
I mean, 40 years later, there are T-shirts abound in Evansville of monkey pirate ships.
Is there still a monkey pirate ship at the zoo?
There is still the pirate ship there, but it no longer houses monkeys because
they no longer subject monkeys to the pirate ship.
because it was just covered in shit all of the time.
Angry monkeys.
And it wasn't nice making the monkeys wear those pirate hats.
But you know, Tim Wilhelmus and Laurie Hahn are in a band called the Boat Monkeys, and it's
that's
named
right.
after that. Yeah,
And Randy Kiesel.
and Randy
See,
Kiesel.
I don't think they mind the hats as much as the eye patches and peg legs, but
Really threw off their depth perception.
yeah. So there's crap all over the boat. They couldn't see where they're throwing it.
Wasn't Dirk Dahl in that band too?
Yes, Dirk's in that band as well. Yes.
Oh, look at the information.
And see, if this would have happened, then they would now be called the Boat Raptors instead of the Boat Monkeys, which I think is actually a cooler band
If
name.
this
Changed
happens-
the
Or
timeline.
boat lizards, one of the two. I mean,
well, if it happens here, it might change reality in the future.
All right.
or in an alternate verse, right?
Yeah.
Right, we may be creating an alternate timeline for Evansville right now.
We're at a point of
Say
divergence.
it already exists.
All right, I'm
Corey.
into being the director. Too.
Corey, look at the eggs first and tell me what you think. How far along are they, do you?
Let me take a look.
Mind comprehend.
I have to roll something.
Roll.
Are you sure it's comprehend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. While he's doing that, GM, if you were a great GM, you would be rolling right now to see if one's going to start hatching in his hand. Come on.
Oh, there
Come
you
on.
go. There's a
Come
success.
on.
I got a success.
They are pretty far along there, Corey.
Well, I'd say they're. I'd say we're within probably weeks, if not less.
I honestly didn't think this was going to come back to us during this this game this year. Okay, so you think days, weeks? What do you think?
You would say probably within 2 weeks.
I think we better make an appointment with the director of Mesker now and explain the situation.
How are we going to explain that? I mean,
Well, what else are you gonna do? We gotta explain it to somebody. Look,
do you
once
know
we get
anyone?
specialist in and they look at these eggs, they're gonna know they're not a typical lizard's eggs. They're like four times as big.
You know, are you familiar with the person who's in charge of the reptile house?
No, yeah, definitely. Her name
Let's
is.
just leave them in a basket at the front door
with a note.
with a note.
Yeah, she comes from southern India. Her name is.
Researching.
I have to come up with this name. No, she comes from. I'm not southern India.
Indian
I'm
zoologist.
Yeah, you're making it
Persona.
up, so yeah.
Persona.
Huh?
Persona.
Yeah, her
Tell.
name is. I don't know.
Persona. Venture Brigada.
Non grata.
No, not non grata. Venture Brigada. Persona. Venture Brigada. I told you.
Say it again.
What are you saying?
I think Andy's having a stroke. Do we
Andy,
need to
Andy,
call an ambulance?
Stick your tongue out and smile.
Her name is Shyla Rogers. Shyla Rogers.
There you go.
It took me a second to remember.
All right. Well, should you call her? Or should we just show up with a bunch of
Comes from
dinosaurs?
Southern India via England, so she's actually from England. Has an English accent. Yeah, let's make an appointment. So, Chris, we make an appointment with Shyla
Okay.
if she'll see it.
And I'm all for just putting it in a basket and dropping it by the front door.
At the time you guys are at the grotto at this point, the offices there at Mesker Park are closed. So it'll probably be Monday before you can actually make that call.
Of course.
Oh, he just don't want to have a conversation about dinosaur eggs. All right. So we gotta wait till Monday.
He's got to work on that English accent.
Oh no, I've got that just fine.
It's all ready to go. Huh?
Preloaded.
Gemma, you have arrived during the discussion about the reptilian creatures that reside in those eggs. Perhaps the information that you may have uncovered might be pertinent at this time as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think I maybe told you at lunch.
Oh no.
Oh no, she froze again.
Oh, she froze.
Creature.
Oh, now you're back.
I don't know what's going on. I may have to start and come back. I was just reminding everybody that at lunch period, when I told you about that news story from the 1950s, you know how they were thinking it might be an amphibious reptilian creature? Like what would come out of eggs? And that it was from here? What do you think?
So our velociraptors are what you guys saw in the tunnels?
We don't know what we saw in the tunnel.
Maybe.
What you saw down there kind of fits the description a little bit of what was in that article. It seemed to be something reptilian in nature. It had a deep kind of guttural growl and was covered in what looked like long strands of like hair, but you couldn't really get a good look at it. But it certainly kind of looked almost like a bipedal, like alligator covered in some sort of like fur or something. So not a velociraptor, but certainly reptilian in appearance.
So are you saying that these eggs are not dinosaur eggs? They're actually like river monster eggs? Gemma?
They could be. We don't know, right?
Oh,
I mean, maybe they go upstream, up Pigeon Creek, toward the woods,
oh shit.
bury their eggs in the banks there. We don't know how long they incubate. Those eggs could have been there for.
She's gone again.
All I gotta say is no, nothing's gonna live in Pigeon Creek. Sorry, I don't believe that.
Well, just like leeches and stuff.
I don't even know if leeches live in Pigeon Creek.
Oh, they do.
Toxic, man, toxic.
When I freeze, just fill in the blank with your own conspiracy theory.
Oh, this could be good.
Good part.
Can we base it on the facial expression you're making at the time?
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
All right, so what's the next? Okay, so we have to wait till Monday to check on these. Like, what's our next plan of action? What else do we need to do?
We need to go in the tunnel, right?
Why?
I don't know.
There's a big
What
gray
if-
monster,
monster?
like a monster from the Blue Lagoon or something like
Well,
that.
what if somebody else wanders down there and gets hurt? We know it's down there, right?
Well, what are we gonna do? Fight a monster, alien monster?
We also kind of left it open, didn't we? Didn't we?
Maybe
Oh
left it
yeah,
open.
did we leave the
I
grate
feel like we left
in
it open.
the library open, or did we close it?
Gemma went back and closed the grate.
Oh,
Closed it, but I think I might have. What happened?
He might have forgotten to lock it.
we might have.
It's weird how it freezes up literally right at like the
Important
cliffhanger part of
stuff.
it.
I might have forgotten to lock it.
She's got a little foot button that just pauses the video. What?
I'll close and come back. I was saying that maybe I might have accidentally told Jim the story of what happened under there.
Oh, so you went and investigated?
You would not have seen him since then.
Not since then? Okay. I thought maybe he went in after us. Okay.
Hmm.
So, have we talked a bit? Do we think that creature has anything to do with the voices you were hearing, or did we decide that they're not related? And like
No.
the Russian code and all that stuff.
No decision was made on that. No. You
Where
went
are we-
down. You went
Russian
down
code?
there in search of those voices, but then were distracted by the creature and escaped before it grabbed any of you. It did try to get a hold of Shay and cause some scratches on her leg.
What's this code from? I don't remember this Russian code. What's the Russian code? From where?
The Gemma had been hearing voices in the basement of Willard Library, and she told the kids about it, and then they went down and found these tunnels.
Mm-hmm. Voices. Now, how did you hear the voices? What were the voices? They were coming from the walls? Where were they coming from?
They were coming from the from under the sky in Willard, near the children's reading area. So that's where.
They're coming from under the children's reading area?
Yes.
Under the what? Like the floor?
Yeah, under the floor. There was a grate.
And you heard the voices coming up from under there, and you went down. We all went down, but we didn't find anything Russian.
You
Yes, you
were
were
at your
on your field trip with the Boy Scout.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to catch up now. So you heard the voices from the grate, but then nothing was down there, except the gray monster.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's almost as if we weren't supposed to go down there to follow the Russian voices because the monster came along.
What do Russian voices have to do with the gray monster underground?
That's what we don't know.
Did the dino-
Maybe nothing. Maybe everything.
Did the gray monster try to kill you, or did it attack you? What was it doing?
Yeah.
Scratched up my leg.
Well,
Wait.
so you want to go back to that?
Well, not
Well,
necessarily.
I think we feel some. I mean, I for one feel some responsibility just leaving a deadly monster down in the tunnels.
Well, so let's. Is our goal to kill it?
It might be, or maybe like lure it out of there somehow.
Lure it out of there to what? The whole city, so it just destroys the city of Evansville?
Yeah, then like the cops can take care of it or something.
So we're gonna go to the cops and say, can you all wait outside while we lure a gray monster out so that you can all capture it?
I feel like once it comes outside, the cops will show up pretty soon afterward on their own. Like, I don't think we have to call them. Somebody will call them. I don't think
We just want to pull it out of the ground.
Well, I think it'll follow us out.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we try to capture it?
Okay.
We'll catch it.
By
Like
putting a
like
big hanging basket in front of the opening and
A trap
like on
or something?
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a net.
Or do you want to kill it?
We can probably rig up a trap.
Is it something that needs to die, or is it something that needs to be captured?
Well, we kept the Velociraptor egg, so I think we're on a capture streak.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a weird reptilian zoo.
So let's make up a plan to capture it.
We could sell tickets.
Sideshow.
Ping pong.
I could get that new glove I've been looking at.
How are we gonna Okay, so how do we capture a gray monster?
Well, animals are usually motivated by food, right? I mean, you put food in a mousetrap or food in a
I think
cat trap.
Yeah, I think if we go down there and run away from it, it'll follow us, and then maybe like a couple of us can go in there, be like bait, get it to follow us, and then when it comes out, we have something already planned that we built that can capture it. But I'm not sure what that is or how we do that.
I feel like some kind of strong net, like that, like fell down on it or like got pulled up on it somehow. I think that might work.
It's a good idea. Like a net that we would walk over and then we pull it and it flips up and captures
Yeah,
it.
like in the movies.
Do they make those nets?
I bet we could probably figure it out.
Why don't we go to the Army surplus store and see what we can find?
Or we can go to the marina.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go to the marina. Are they
All
open?
right.
They're open today, I think. It's Saturday. They're a good day. But
Oh yeah, surely.
all right.
Friday night, but yeah, they'd be open. Yeah.
How do you all feel about that?
I like it.
Ladies of the house? Does this plan sound good to you or no?
No, it sounds terrible, but let's do it anyway.
You want to kill it? Okay, let's blow it up. Let's get some
No, I don't want to kill it.
blow it up. Just put monster guts all over the walls of the tunnels.
It's more visually entertaining if we try to capture it in a net.
Right. Okay. And
As long as it doesn't have like a big long pole on it, like like a big butterfly net. Yeah, that won't work.
Yeah, no, that won't work.
All right, so let's go to the marina.
Okay. Marina Point down there has a little nightclub that has a band that usually plays, and it's getting close to about 6:00. Folks are down there having dinner, and you can see the band inside setting up. And there's a few people down on the docks down in the marina itself, setting up their boats for the weekend.
We just kind of look around and see if anything appropriately net-like might be around that we could swipe or purchase.
There's one guy on a fishing boat down there that is messing around with some of his supplies and kind of throwing some stuff on the boat, throwing a few things on the dock that he's maybe gonna throw onto his truck or what have you, and mixed in with that stuff, you actually do see a large kind of fishing net that he's tossed out onto the dock.
Hmm.
Do we steal it?
Yeah, we probably need to distract him though.
Yeah, because I don't think we're gonna be able to explain the situation and ask to borrow it. He's not gonna learn.
Maybe
No.
maybe
Okay.
it's broken. We could just. You don't think he would give it to us?
I think we should take it and then we'll bring it back to him when we're done with it.
But that's stealing.
Not if we bring it back.
We're borrowing.
It's borrowing. It's actually borrowing. Unless it gets destroyed by the monster. And then it's really, we're doing something for the public good and it's good service to give it.
That's right. I think we're covered either way.
Okay, I got this. I swagger up to the dude. Hey, man.
Hey kid, how you doing?
Pretty good. What you catching today?
Oh, just out. Not actually going out fishing tonight. I'm planning on going out tomorrow. We're doing some carp fishing.
Oh, what are you using for that? And at the same time I look across the river and kind of point. You guys like go fishing over there? And I'm doing this number.
Yeah, we usually go down around the sandbar over to the east over there.
Now is that sandbar run like way over there? And
Well, it's a little bit closer to the Henderson side over there. Is where we normally try to catch them. See the carp come up, and they kind of they kind of nest in that area up there. So it's usually the best fishing spot where you throw out the net.
well, what do you do? Like, what do you do with the carp once you catch them, Dad? You don't eat those, do you? Because that's kind of gross fish.
Oh, you never had carp cooked up right.
I guess not. My meemaw, I mean, she always said, man, bass and bluegill are the fish to eat. Carp you just throw back because they're all teeth and all gangly and stuff.
They got a lot of bone in them, but no, you cook them up right. They're still pretty good.
So what kind of motor do you have on this boat?
So this conversation goes on for a while.
Who's the most sneaky of us? Who's got sneak? I got a
I
little.
think
I do.
that's probably Shay, right?
Yeah.
All right, get in there and get that net.
All right. So I'd like to know, first of all, how far out on the water is the dock? Like, how far out are we is the net?
He's probably about 30 feet out on the dock.
Okay.
So there's like one boat that's close to you guys, right there near shore, and he's about the second boat out, really. So he's not that far out.
I'm sort of having second thoughts about this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I guess. I think it's gonna be too heavy for one person to drag along 30 feet to shore. How the fuck are we gonna get this and him not notice?
I'm doing a really good job talking. That's all I gotta say.
Did I bring the hover bike? Did I use the hover bike to get over there?
To get to yeah, sure. Yeah.
To get to the dock?
Sure.
We could. I've kind of juiced this thing up lately. We could just like hook it to the back, and I could take off.
Do it. We'll do that.
So
yeah, you just got to get the hook in it.
Jack, you're gonna have to roll a heart charm.
Okay.
And Shay, you're gonna have to roll a body sneak. Oh, it's a failure.
Oh, shit.
Better rolling in.
Now you can do a push.
I'm gonna do a luck point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try this again. Roll. Come on. What the hell?
Uh-oh.
I think my die is loaded.
You got another luck point, and you got push roll that you could do, or you can use your pride.
Yeah.
And get a success.
Well, I could jump in there and help, maybe. I think if I join you with my notebook and paper and say, hey, Jack, so did you find out where the fishing?
She froze again.
Where the fishing lay and go to sleep? Is that? Oh wait. Oh, she's back. Oh, okay.
Right at the important part.
Well, that didn't help. But like, it's a school project, right? So we're supposed to try to find out from an expert what their inside secret is and like where the best fishing spot is. So I'm ready to write it down in my item.
Yeah. I think he was telling me. Weren't you telling me that the fishing was over in that area over there, not by the sandbar? Or
no, it's over on the Henderson side, right over there. Go ahead and roll your heart charm one more time with with a bonus die.
With a bonus die.
Yeah.
I get a bonus die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on.
There you go.
There we are.
All right.
Got all those
Now
die.
you either got to take a condition or you got to burn another luck point.
Okay. I'll do a luck point. Okay, I'm all out of luck at this point.
All right. So now, Shay, you are clear to make your move. So if you want to roll your sneak. Look at that. That's how it's done there, Jack.
Good job.
So Shay, you kind of very carefully sneak out onto the dock while Jack is pointing over towards the Henderson side over there, and grab the net and start tugging at it. And you're right, it's fairly heavy, but I mean it's not so heavy that you can't pick it up. And you start dragging it and bringing it over to Billy Joe. So Billy Joe, you were going to hook it up to the bike and then drive off with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you dragging it behind you, or?
I mean, if we have time to like kind of drape it over the back of the seat, that would be ideal. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I think we could try to drag it far enough to get out of sight.
All right. So under the circumstances, and expediency is probably important at this point. Why don't you do a tech tinker then?
Okay.
Just to jimmy it the right way. There you go. Okay. So yeah, you fold it up very neatly and very quickly and expertly, sit it on the back, and wow, and you take off. So you've got the net.
All right.
All right.
I'll head back to the grotto since that's our safe space.
Okay.
All right. Well, do we have to try to ease ourselves out of the conversation, or is it a hey, thanks a lot for the information? Let's go.
Well, it's nice seeing you,
Gemma.
kids. You can stop by any time.
All righty.
If
Thanks.
You want to come out on the boat with me? Just ask your parents. I'd be happy to take you out sometime.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Creepy old guy. But okay.
Thanks, mister.
That was a really good job there, Gemma.
Teamwork makes the.
Yeah.
Makes the dream work.
I thought maybe she had cut out there.
Now we're just so used to filling in at this point. So. All right, so you got your net. You're back at the grotto.
Big ass net.
All right. So have we figured out where those tunnels come out? Like other than at that house where we got into trouble with it in the first place?
Those are the only two access points that you are currently aware of. If there are more, you don't know where they are. The rumors were that it did exit out somewhere close to the riverfront when they were built by Willard back in the 1800s, but it is likely that access point has been covered up, and you don't know where that would be. So really, the only access that you guys would be able to get to would probably be back at Willard again.
So we're gonna have to try to put a big net up in Willard.
Not in the.
No,
library.
that's how we get into the tunnels.
Oh, okay.
And then we could put it somewhere in the tunnels where we could lure it through.
Mm-hmm.
So is this one of those situations where you have to set up like 9-point situation, like we have to plan everything? Is that this game?
Probably.
Or we have to
when you encounter trouble, you have to do teamwork to overcome said trouble.
Okay.
So if you want to plan ahead for that, you certainly can. I mean, you have the net, but how are you going to set the trap? That would probably be the matter of discussion at this point.
Well, we need rope.
Yeah, we'll need some rope, and I was thinking, like, if we.
What do you need a fucking rope for? Sorry, it's just movie quotes in my head. They just come out sometimes.
Yeah, okay, so let's set this thing up. So we're gonna set up the trap. And let's go. Are you guys ready to go? Everybody ready?
Well, don't we need to figure out how we're gonna set up the trap and take the stuff with us?
Yeah, so we get all the stuff and then we take it with us and set up the trap. Do you want to go over every single thing we need? Do we need 3 nails? Do we need a hammer?
We're gonna need more nails than that.
How many nails?
Let's take a box.
7.
A box.
7.5.
Can't have too many nails.
Let's get all this. I mean, we got the main thing, so I think we get all the rest of the stuff. What you want to do?
You think you would eat dinosaur eggs?
Shut up. I think we need a bag of pieces.
Need a bag of what?
Candy corn?
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Trail. That's ET. Okay.
So what's the plan? So we're going to go find the monster. We're going to run. A couple of us is going to run. It's going to chase us. We're going to run over the net. It's going to run over the net. And then some people are going to capture it, right?
Yeah.
Drop on them.
All right.
Okay.
That's the plan.
So we get all the rest of the stuff. We get all the rest of the stuff we need along with the net, right? We have that in our garage and stuff.
So are you dropping the net or are you lifting the net?
I think might be easier to drop it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so too.
And what is the mechanism that you're going to be using to
can
drop the
I
net?
roll Tinker to see if I know the answer to that instead of me? Because I don't know the answer.
A rope?
I'm going to roll the answer to drop it, or can I do that?
Sure.
Which is the way to go. All right, I'm tinkering. Here we go. Go. I'm not actually sure.
Can I roll that as well?
You may, yes.
All right. Thank you.
I rolled like a handful of dice, didn't get a success on that one.
Okay, with 2 successes, Billy Joe, your buddy at the hardware store, your Anchor.
Yeah.
I
Remember his name?
You could
Hank.
Hank, yes. You could certainly go speak with him and probably get some equipment that would probably work. And with the roll that you got, you know that you would probably need some sort of pulley system. And truthfully, the best thing to do with the way that thing is made, a fishing net is basically used to pull up. Okay, so you're going to want something that is going to attach at 4 points, the 4 corners of the net. Lay it down flat, like rope, like a fucking rope, and a single pulley that you can attach one single rope to, that then splits to the 4 ropes to the 4
that
corners.
Pulls it all up.
That pulls
cinches it all up.
Yeah, and cinches it up. Yeah.
Wait, what was the roof of the cave?
That's
stone.
just like stone tunnel.
Oh.
So you'll need some sort of drill that would be strong enough to drill into the ceiling there as well.
You can do that. Drill with masonry bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. Some
But
anchors.
remember, there's no battery drills in 1981.
There
We're
weren't
gonna have to run
flying
extension.
motorcycles either, but I have one of those.
So you plug
All
it
right.
in. You
Good
plug
point.
it in.
Yeah, it's 84 and not 81.
Yes, I forgot. Sorry.
But yeah, there would probably be something that you could certainly use that would be chargeable or battery powered drill that you could use in this particular reality. Yes.
Okay.
All right, so
How about
I
a
can
plasma
get all
drill?
that stuff from Hank.
Yep. You can get that from him.
Just get a plasma drill.
What's the name of the power source that your bike runs on?
Isn't it
Magnetrine.
Magnetrine.
So it's a magnetrine drill. That's pretty easy to get.
Yeah. So, plenty of magnetrine to go around.
And pretty powerful, too. I mean, it can really go through a wall.
Yeah, totally. If it can power a bus, it can power.
Yeah, it can power a drill. I mean, if we use it for buses and bikes at this point, we're using it for everything else.
That's true.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I have coffee. Well, I don't. My parents drink coffee with a magnetrine coffee maker.
Very powerful coffee.
It's great. It's really easy.
It really picks you up. It's really. Okay, so can we assume that we have everything we need and go down to get in the tunnel?
Yeah, it takes you about an hour to kind of gather everything together, and then you guys can probably head back to Willard, and Gemma can get you guys into the basement down there.
Okay, but really quick, we have not talked about the most key component. And that is,
Who's going to be the bait?
yeah,
After we capture, what do we do?
nose goes.
Wait, I'll be the bait. Wait, I'll do it, but I want to do with some. But let's do 2 of us, just so one of us doesn't die and nobody knows.
Either Dana is waving because her sound's not working, or she's volunteering.
Shay, no, Shay and I are going to do it together.
Okay.
I'm going to play the music on the boombox. And then the monster's going to come and we're going to run.
Well, I have my skateboard, so if the floor is, I don't know if the floor is gravelly or
It's
rocky
cave, right?
or bumpy. I don't
Um,
think it's a cave. It's like a sewer system, right?
Not really a sewer system, no. It's also not a cave, other than it kind of being a man-made tunnel system. So the floor in here, it is stone. It is, I wouldn't say rocky, but it's kind of like more of like a cobblestone kind of consistency. So
Excellent for the skateboard on.
yeah, it would be rough to skateboard on.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're running.
So once you guys get down to the basement of Willard, you're able to pull the grate off, no problem. That was something you didn't have to roll for, again, if I recall correctly, because you guys were able to get in there pretty easily last time with the successes that you got. So you can open up the grate, get back down into that area that leads into the tunnel system. And now you have to set the trap. So I would assume that's going to be Billy Joe, our tinkerer, to set that up. So Gemma, I believe you have like a map of the areas that you had gone through.
Yes.
So you at least do know that. Do give me a mind investigate, Gemma.
Is that
You're gonna have to say that again. You froze again.
is that regarding the map?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since I wrote my notes in my magic item, do I get to add anything or?
Yeah. You do. Mm-hmm. That would be your iconic item.
How do I do that?
When you pull that up, and you're gonna roll your
Is it a
investigate.
bonus die?
It says use item,
Oh, yeah.
and click on that, and then click on iconic item.
Nice.
All right, so 2 successes. You're able to navigate perfectly down there, and you kind of come across the area where you guys had crawled into that little crawl space that led to the Carpenter house.
Mhm.
And you take note of the fact that that particular grate that you guys had crawled into has now been bolted shut from this side.
Wow.
So somebody has been down here since you guys were here earlier this week, and has closed that off.
It looks like the monster has a magnetrine drill, guys.
Not good news. Hey, so what's the plan after we capture? We're gonna get in the net, and then what are we gonna do?
We call the police.
And we'll figure it out at when that happens.
Okay.
We take it back to the grotto and try to raise it
You adopt.
and train it.
Monkey pirate shit.
Yeah, we befriend it, and it becomes the next member of the team.
Well, with the raptors and the monkey pirate ship, that's a great idea. They can all live together in harmony and peace.
Right.
Be the bass player.
Exactly. Okay, let's do it.
All right. What's next?
We're going-
Well, now we got to get in
in the what?
There's a grate over it, right?
Oh,
No, you guys are already down there. You're
Okay.
in the tunnels. She found the grate that led to the Carpenter house and found that is bolted up.
That's what.
So you're already in the tunnels. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we escaped the monster the last time.
Mm-hmm.
you guys are ready on the net? You guys got it all set up? We go ready to go?
Should we roll?
Billy Joe
to
will
get
have to roll Tech Tinker to do that.
Please do that.
it?
It's gonna make noise. This thing's gonna be loud.
Yeah. It will
Right.
probably
Can I-
be loud.
Can I use my Swiss
I'm-
Army knife to help put that together?
I might be better at tinker than he is too, so I'm gonna do it with him.
What's both of your tinkers?
I'm 3.
Mine is also 3, but I was going to use my Swiss Army knife, which gives me a +2.
Well, I'm gonna use my screwdriver, which gives me a plus. I'm gonna use my boombox, which gives me a +2.
My dad's bigger than your dad.
It's not a contest. We're on the same team.
I would say, Corey, you can help him.
I want to help him.
Which would give him a bonus die, so that gives you a total of +3.
I'm helping.
All right, here we go.
There you are. Okay, so 2 successes. Making as little noise with that drill as possible. Yes, it is loud, but you're basically able to kind of chop away with the knife a little bit, kind of loosen the stone before you begin to drill, so you don't have to drill as long or push as hard with that. So you're able to get it in with as little noise as possible.
All right, get it all rigged up to where we just have to like pull on the rope to get the net to cinch up.
Mm-hmm. And you've got this basically at kind of a crossroads area there, so that whoever's pulling the rope can be kind of hidden around the corner as the bait and the creature would be passing through.
Sweet.
All right, let's go.
All right, so you guys are going to be the bait, and then the rest of us will be here to activate the trap and do what else?
Yeah.
Do other things. Okay.
Do we have to cut through the rope, or are we just gonna hold the rope until it passes and then let go?
Oh, I think we have to pull on the rope to get it to.
That's right.
Cinch
So
up.
we gotta all pull at the same time.
Right.
Okay. All right.
All right. So we got to find the monster.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
you guys have to find the monster.
Corey and Shay.
Godspeed.
Corey
Yep.
and Shay's off to find the monster.
We're gonna go find the monster. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Corey's very hyperactive. I don't know if you knew that. Very ADHD. Okay, let's go. Are you ready to go? Let's go get this monster. We're gonna run and find the monster, right?
Yes. I think you could turn on the boom box, the jam
All right,
box.
ready?
That might attract it.
I'm putting on the boombox. I wasn't exactly ready for that. More of Chris's job.
Like generic 80s music, so there's no like copyright infringement.
Generic 80s? What's generic 80s music?
I don't know, some synthesizer.
Human League.
Human League.
No, nobody cares about their copyright.
That's right.
I had a really good. Okay, you ready? Here we go. We're gonna get the monster. Okay, I'm gonna share my sound. No, you haven't. Chris, can you enable me?
Oh. I will enable you for just a few moments so that we don't get a copyright infringement on this. So let's see here. Shit, I don't even know how to do that.
Just let me share my screen.
Share screen. There we go. Okay.
Share my screen, and then I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. Oh yeah, advanced, and we're gonna go share sound. We're gonna optimize for stereo high fidelity. Share. What do you mean? I don't want the desktop. Share audio. We're ready to go here, and now we are going to share the. Here we go with.
In the year 2180, humanity achieved spike drive technology, accessing the vastly strange metadimensional pathways to reach the stars. The following centuries were an epoch of discovery and growth. We mastered fundamental forces, confronted our social demons, and seized the reins of our biology. And we prospered together. Then one day the gates failed. What we built in 10 centuries we lost in 10 days. Our Edens desolate, our industries still, and our cities brief orgies of cannibalism and violence, then silent tombs.
Metal as
Please
fuck.
remember to reference often
The brief orgy of
brief orgies of
cannibalism
cannibalism and violence.
My long-term goal is to omit the adjective brief.
The year is 4451, and out here beyond the Cygnus Loop, at the edge of cultivation, an ember of our golden age struggles to ignite and burn anew. Welcome to the Rheingold Cluster.
Join the crew of the Admiral Grace for Astronomica, a Stars Without Number actual play podcast. Check us out everywhere pods are cast.
We're walking down this tunnel.
So I turned the music off so that we can actually do this. Okay, so you guys are heading down the tunnel. Are you walking slowly or running or?
We're walking. We're moving fast, right? Aren't we? Because we got Prince going on here.
Well, you're dancing.
Dancing down the hallway.
All right, so we're dancing down
And you're wearing
the
your
hallway.
sunglasses at night.
So let's go crazy. Let me have both of you guys roll a mind investigate.
Okay.
Okay, both of you got a success. All right, so you guys are kind of dancing down the hallway. It's really dark down here, and there's a slight decline to the floor here as you kind of continued moving downward towards the riverfront, basically. Down the hallway, just dimly lit, you see something pass across the hall, a shadowy figure.
We both see it?
Yep.
Okay. I put my hand out in front of Corey, my arm like your mom would do, and he stops. And he breaks.
Oh!
We're no
Did you
seatbelts.
see something? What did you see? Did you see something?
I saw a shadow. What did you see? I think we're
No.
whispering. Stage whispers.
I was like listening to music. I was so...
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, I thought he said you saw it.
I thought, yeah, I may have seen something, but I wasn't sure. Are you sure it was something?
I saw a shadow. That's all I saw. I don't know what it
Where did
was.
it go? In front of... Is it coming after us?
No, it just went like perhaps like from one side of the hall to the other, just kind of whoop, like that.
Why did you... Is there a hallway going back and forth there? Like a tunnel going back and forth?
It's possible. It's just kind of hard to make out.
Well, that's not good. I'm not going up there to check it out. We're not going up there. We gotta, like... Let's turn the music up and see if it comes around the corner.
Or turn the music down and see if we hear anything.
Which one do you want to do? Down or up? Make a decision.
Up. Let's go up.
Up? Okay, we turn the music up.
Turn it up.
Bop, bop, bop.
All right.
How does it go?
Are you staying in one place then?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys crank the music up to 11. And you see down the hallway this kind of dark figure kind of peek around the corner. And you see up above it an arm kind of come around. And yes, there's definitely another like maybe cross hallway down that way, because it is kind of coming around, and it is, you can just see just a little bit of a glint of light off of its face there, and it looks like maybe do you have a flashlight?
Yeah, I do actually. It says flashlight and screwdriver and boombox.
Okay, all in italics, right?
What?
All in italics. That's what Christy has on her
Pull
sheet.
it up right now, right away. It's in full. It says flashlight +1, screwdriver +1, and boombox +2.
All right, got it. Okay, so you see the glint of the flashlight coming off of this creature's face, and it seems like it's kind of coming from the eyes, basically, of this. So you see two little pinpoints of light down the hallway. And the thing is kind of moving very slowly in your direction right now. It's you've certainly caught its attention.
Okay, we keep an eye on it and see if it moves slower in our direction towards us. Then we're gonna take off.
And It begins to move ever so slightly forward and kind of rocks back and forth as it makes its way.
Ever so slightly backwards.
Okay. And as you begin to move backwards, the pace begins to pick up.
And we begin to move backwards faster.
All right. And then it
Run.
goes into a run.
Hey, we run!
We run.
We're taking off full speed down the hallway.
Okay, so the two of you guys are running down the hallway. Who is lifting up the net?
I think all three of us are. It's gonna
Yeah.
take all three. It's
All
gonna
three
take
of
all
you?
three
Okay.
of us.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then the three of you guys are going to have to roll body force, and Shay and Corey are going to have to roll body move, and we have to get a cumulative success of 2, 3, 4 of 10.
Okay, so if I put in some Big League Chew, and that's a +2, does that give me an extra die?
Sure.
Or is that only if I use the Big League Chew to solve a problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Does anybody
Corey,
else want some Big League Chew?
you've
Can I
still got
have
the
plus
music.
two? With my boombox,
Yes,
has
you
got
still
to do
have your
something.
boombox playing,
But
so
I
that
can do
would give you
+2
a
with
+2.
that, I bet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
I can do that again. I'm rolling again.
Gemma, you want some Big League Chew?
Yes.
Okay. So Gemma's got Big League Chew. Mike? Billy?
Yeah, there we go. I got 2.
Nice.
All right, so that's 2 successes so far.
Boom.
Okay.
There's 3.
Yeah.
You said body force for us? Pulling the rope?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
No. Whoa! No way!
5.
Oh my God, that one was
7.
amazing.
So that's 7.
Dang!
All right, we've got 7. We
Okay, we're gonna
haven't
take-
reached the 10.
We're gonna take like damage, or I'm gonna be scared. And what does that do? That lets me roll again, or what does it let me do?
Yep, that can re-roll. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
gonna be upset.
Has everybody rolled?
Wait. Let me do it first.
Kind of upset because my Big League Chew did not
Did
Here
come
we go.
come in for me.
Scared.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. How do I get a failure? My die. I want to switch die out. These are
We're getting
terrible.
like failures like crazy. We're like, I'm not only
What the
if I get
hell?
upset, I'm not gonna be able to roll anything. I'm already down dice now. Not
I like
helping.
threw 10,000 die. How do I fail at that?
I think the more dice you roll, the more
What happens
more
is when you
chance of
take one of
failure.
these things of like scared or whatever, you roll one less dice. It gives you one less.
Okay, I'm gonna roll scared. I'm gonna roll scared,
do
and
you get the thing after you roll or before you roll?
Get what thing?
Like when I mark scared, do I get it? It took a dice off of me. Do I get to roll my normal thing and then get scared, or do I get scared and then roll the?
You roll your normal thing, then you take it.
Oh, okay. Taking that back. Taking that back. Now we're
okay.
gonna go for real. Wait, I get my bonus dice, which
Yeah,
is 2.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
I rolled it with the scare. Oh no! What are you kidding me?
All right. See if we can do this here.
Dude, somebody else take something. Take
All right,
something.
so that's 8, 9. So we're up to 9.
All right. So I took that was me upset. So I can go
Gemma.
Yes.
and I spit out my Big League Chew.
You failed on your roll, correct?
Yes.
The second time. Now you could, if you have a what's your pride?
So I what's the difference between using a luck point and taking a condition?
Well, the condition basically just means that any rolls you take after that then are going to be at a -1.
But what do you get for?
It's the same thing. You re-roll all failed dice.
Okay, they're not different in that. It's
Right.
just one is a condition and one is.
One is just kind of you just get a free roll at no cost with the luck point.
Okay, so I
Now- Now you could use a pride, which would give you 1 automatic success, which is all you need to succeed. But then you can't use your pride again.
I know. So I can roll again a second time if I take a condition?
Mm-hmm. Well, you could you could still spend another luck point. You've got 2 more luck points.
Yeah. I see. Gotcha. All right, I'm going to try the luck.
Okay.
Again. And
another failure.
This is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Yeah, I might as well use my pride.
Okay. All right, so this creature now has been running down the hallway after Corey and Shay. Corey stumbles along the way, and this thing is almost on top of him, and it reaches down and scrapes the back of your calf. And that's just enough to get you up and moving once again, and you just barely escape its grasp and are clamoring after Shay. Jack and Billy Joe are pulling on this thing, or getting ready to pull on this thing with all their might. The 2 runners go across the net, and the timing is off by just a hair because the boys, once this thing gets on top of it, is so heavy, it kind of gets caught up in it and kind of trips just a little bit and falls onto it. But you guys are not quite strong enough to get it all the way up off the ground and get it entangled in this. And finally, Gemma just happens to just lean back just far enough, and it's just enough to get the net up and over and entangle this thing up. And when you get it, you hear this kind of metallic growl that is very similar to what you guys had heard before, but it almost sounds like this thing said something. Not in English, but it spoke.
Is it Russian?
Make a mind comprehend.
Either way, it's gonna say, "Give me your dinosaur eggs."
Wow, 2 dice and 1 success.
Hey, how about that? Yeah, it certainly sounded Russian.
Trying to speak Russian. So the aliens have been talking to the Russians. So what does this thing look like?
So it is, now that you get a good close look at it, it is kind of reptilian in form. It has a bit of a hunched back and a very long kind of snout that is very alligator-esque. It is covered in this kind of thick, greenish brown kind of fur over the top of it. And it is now kind of writhing in here and trying to pull at the net and just getting more and more tangled up as it does so. As it is, it also begins to speak some more, and definitely more in Russian. And if you didn't know any better, it sounded like it was cussing.
Mm-hmm. So what was the follow-up to this? We had a plan? Who had the what was that?
We're calling the cops.
Your plan?
Yeah, this is where the plan stops. We're freestyling now.
Gemma, did you listen to the Russian tape anymore to maybe pick up some things? Do you know any Russian? I probably should have texted you that instead of saying it on
Do you still do you have the tape on you?
Oh, good point. Do you have the tape? The Russian tape?
Can we play it? Can we play it on the boombox?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. All right. I put in the boombox and play it.
Because maybe it'll like calm it down, or it'll
Can I roll something? I have plus
deactivate it or something.
Wait, what was the tape of?
Or activate.
It's like a series of random Russian words, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We play it on the boombox. I get +2 for whatever effect it has. I'm very excited about that.
I feel like we're gonna have a Winter Soldier thing kept happen here.
I feel like a Stranger Things thing. You know, when they're like figuring out. Did you guys watch Stranger Things season 4? They're figuring out the Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was season 3, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, season 3. You've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
Well, not now, thanks, Kurt. You know.
Wait.
There is one word that he says that you recall from the tape. And it is die.
Oh.
Like die in English or die in Russian?
In Russian.
Like roll a die or die.
Like die, like kill die.
So it's not meta TTRPG thing going on here.
What's that?
Is he saying it in a way like die like I want you to die, or die like, oh, I'm dying?
It sounds like I want you to die, you
I want to make you die.
I think we should call somebody.
damn
Capitalist. You capitalist big dog.
kids.
We call the police now.
Oh, please. Actually, what he's saying is, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you rascally kids.
You
Yeah.
meddling kids.
Yeah, that's
Are we
right.
calling the police or are we calling the sheriff? We gotta make a choice there.
Wait, should
No.
we walk up and see if we can pull its mask off?
Ed, pull his mask off.
It was the janitor all along.
Jackson,
It's the guy from the library, Jim.
Jack, since you said that, I'm assuming you said that out loud.
Oh crap!
Roll a mind investigate for me.
Dudes, we gotta call the police. It's gonna get worse.
Oh, trust me, this is not gonna get bad. I don't have any mind. Okay.
All right.
One.
Okay. All right.
If it were Jim, I'm sure I would recognize him.
But maybe you learned Russian.
All right. So you got this creature tied up down here. What are you gonna do?
What are we calling? The police or the sheriff? What do you want to do? Anybody have another idea?
Let's call the police.
Can it be like a random tip? Like,
Call the janitor.
we don't want to like get in trouble
No,
or be
let's
associated with this, right?
get the police here and see what they say.
Call the Russian janitor.
Do any of us have contacts at the police or the sheriff's office that we could call?
You do not.
So we'd have to call anonymous. We'd have to call.
And I would venture to say that Shay, Billy, and myself probably do not like running into the police very often.
We're middle school kids who care. I mean, like, police don't care about that. I mean, the question is how we're going to make them come.
Is the music still playing?
No. Well, I don't know. Is it?
No, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Softly in the background.
Well, we can play the Russian tape.
I never pushed stop
You're gonna play
on
the
the tape, so it's still doing purple. No, the Russian tape's playing. It's going Nostrovia.
Okay. All right. So you're just playing the Russian tape. If the Russian tape begins to play, the creature inside kind of calms down. And then he takes this long, kind of pointy kind of finger through there. He points at that. And then he looks at you all and speaks once again in Russian, which you don't understand, but it's more of a down, calmer tone. It still has this metallic sound to it. But he is speaking directly to you, and it's inquisitive.
He wants to know where we got that.
Yes, that's the feeling that you get.
Doesn't it sound like he's talking through a tin can?
Yeah, it does. It sounds really weird. But he's got fur and he's got scales, so that's a little weird too.
I don't think this is a creature, guys.
What you think it's a what?
I think it's somebody dressed up.
Well, go take its mask off.
We already did that.
No.
We can tell that. We can tell that. We can tell if it's dressed up. Is it dressed up? That's not like a hard thing to see.
As you guys are talking about it, then yes, it does seem off. That fur that is on him, now that you're really getting a good look at it, looks more like
Robot.
have you seen like military like camouflage that has like the strings and stuff
A ghillie suit?
off of it? Yeah, there you are, like a ghillie suit.
Like
How do you know
snipers
ghillie?
wear.
How do you know that word? Okay, why don't you go over there, Jack? You
I got
go-
all sorts of things.
Go pull off his mask. Go see if that snout's real.
Well, I don't. No, you go do it.
Oh, you go do it. Well, you have the question about it, and you know
All right.
the word ghillie suit, so just go do it.
So I have my lucky baseball bat. I've changed my iconic item that I carry with me, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna take my bat and poke him in like the snout area
Uh-huh.
and see if I can tell if it's rubber or like face.
Sure.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, so you poke at it just a little bit, and it goes bro. It's definitely rubber.
All right. See, I told you, there's a guy that. This is no creature. It's a dude in a suit. We just need to call the cops at this point. Or
Pull its mask off and let's. Does he understand? Do you understand English? We ask him. Do you understand English?
No.
What the fuck is a guy dressed? What's a Russian guy doing in Evansville dressed it like a crocodile?
you just asked if it understood English and it answered you no. So he's got to understand.
Everybody
English.
understands that, but he doesn't speak English. Like you
Uh,
say habla español, you say no. You understand that.
He's
No.
trying. He didn't say yet.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna
Well,
go take his mask.
We could all just start dragging him to the surface.
I'm gonna
Um,
get his mask off.
the tape at this point has run out because it's not an endless loop.
Well, let's
But
flip it.
off in the distance, Gemma, you can hear more Russian words being
Oh
spoken.
Jesus! We got to make a decision fast, guys.
I'm gonna
But-
go take his mask off.
But they're in that slow, methodical pace that you are familiar with from hearing it down in the basement.
Are these like cultists?
I was gonna say, is this chanting like slow, methodical pace, or
Yeah, it's just a slow, methodical pace.
Is the
Seems like
creature-
one individual.
Does the creature react?
To that noise, no.
Pull his mask off. Jack, go. Grab a hold of that thing. Pull it off.
all right? I'm gonna walk over, grab it by its snout, and start tugging.
All right. So you grab hold, and I mean, it's still caught up in the net, but you're able to kind of jimmy it off of him, and it slides off of his face, and he kind of shakes his head, and it's a man inside there for sure.
Told ya, man.
He's got short cropped hair, looks to be almost military in style.
And just out of spite, I throw the mask at Corey.
I catch it.
No, there is no way you're gonna catch it.
Oh, let me see. I'm gonna do a body move, right?
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah. And it slaps you in the face. Slaps you in the face, and then you go. Ah.
It stinks. It's like sweaty and
It
like
does. Yeah,
acrylic
it's
stuff.
rubbery. Yeah.
Well, what the fuck? Now, like we caught a guy in
I
the
say we
town.
drag
Can't call the police. We can't call the police.
That's all. Just start dragging him.
Like,
Oh
what was
wait,
he doing? We were the
Shit.
ones like going into a tunnel and putting him in a net. A dude that we don't even know he's done anything wrong. Has this
Well, he's
guy
obviously done something wrong. He's in a scary suit and he assaulted a kid. He scratched up your leg.
We just set up a whole trap in tunnels under the library and caught the guy in a net. It's like
well, what
not
if we just
good
take him
for
to the
us.
surface and keep him in the net, tied up like on the porch? If we all drag him.
What if
Or
we just
Shay, do you have your kettle prod with you?
No.
maybe we could
No.
slice his throat and let him bleed out and just call it a day?
Hi. Corey went a little dark from last time we played.
Yeah. You okay, Corey?
I'm being grown up.
Talk?
Well, that's some hormone tendencies there kicking in. Holy cow!
All right. Let's. Well, what are we gonna do now? We got this guy, and we can't call the police now.
Call the Russian janitor from that church that we know.
Well, how are you going to call him? You don't have a phone.
We
There
know
are
a
no
Russian
cell
janitor.
phones.
I know. One person goes up there and makes the phone call.
Yeah, that's not. We know a Russian janitor that speaks English. Russian.
But
Russian?
I think
You
the only
speak
way
Russian?
we know to get a hold of him is to go to that church, right?
That is true.
But we
All
know
right.
his name.
A couple of us stay here. A couple of us go
You
to
do
church.
know his name,
Right.
yes.
Bring him back.
So if he's in the phone book,
I don't think he gave you his last name, though.
No. We could try calling the church.
From the tunnels.
No, somebody would have to leave and go up and call
okay.
it.
All right.
Look in the
Willard.
phone book to call the number for the church.
Would he be at the church on a late Friday evening?
He's the janitor. He's probably cleaning.
maybe he's got a library card. He might be in the system.
Oh yeah, let's check the system. He's like registered under Russia.
Guys, are there?
So why can't we call the cops? Can't we just go up and call the cops?
We don't want to get in trouble.
We got a
Oh.
guy in a net. It's like, are we?
Or let's try to get him out of the tunnel at least so we can not talk in the
We're gonna
damn
get him out
tunnel
of-
with the.
Are we gonna drag a guy out of a tunnel?
Well, there's 5 of us, 6. Sure.
But we'd have to get him up through a vent in the floor.
And then what are we gonna do with him out of the tunnel?
All right.
What are we? Then what? Then we're in the same place we are right now. At least we have him trapped.
Anybody got any food? Maybe he's hungry.
Oh yeah, I have. We brought stuff. Here, give him some. We give him some candy. We have some Twizzlers
Reese's Pieces, I think, right?
and Twizzlers. We brought.
Yeah.
We packed a whole bunch of candy and stuff.
What if we just lay a trail of Reese's Pieces?
Yeah, we give him some
Out.
candy.
Now that chanting is still quietly going on in the distance.
Yeah. No, that's not.
But it hasn't gotten like louder or closer.
No.
Okay.
Why don't we just leave him here and leave, and then figure out what to do? Let's just leave him. Someone will find him. These people chanting will find him.
And we can call with an anonymous tip.
Yeah. Let's do that.
If we let him go,
No, don't let him go. He can kill us. What are you
can he?
crazy? What? No, we're not letting him go.
He seems to have calmed down, though.
Yeah, but we just caught him in a net. We're not gonna let him go.
Yeah, we shouldn't let him go.
No.
I think he's up to something.
You
No
think
good,
he'd kill us?
obviously. He's dressed as a monster.
He's like
He tried
military.
to kill us.
Russian. We're not gonna just let this guy go and think he's gonna hug us and say thank you for letting me go. We just caught him in a net.
Okay. So let's try this. Let's go make an anonymous call. Somebody go make an anonymous call. Everybody else will stay here. But in the meantime, we can try to open the grate that is leading to the what's the other where did the grate lead?
Carpenter House.
Yeah, Carpenter House. We'll try to open that. We will escape through the Carpenter House right as the cops are coming down the tunnel to investigate the guy.
Sounds good.
How's that?
Good plan.
Okay. So Billy Joe,
Better than let him go.
start working on trying to free up that grate. We're gonna keep him under that. Somebody go make a phone call. Do you want me to go up and make a phone call?
No, I want you to stay here, down here with you. Got the bat. You should stay here just to keep an eye on things. You're the tough guy amongst us.
Sure, we'll go with that.
You
Okay.
and Billy Joe are the tough guys.
We're twins.
I'm looking at pictures.
I work on farm stuff all day long. All day. Just because he plays baseball, he's the tough guy?
I mean, I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm not the tough guy. I'm not staying down here with this guy in case he escapes, or some more Russians come along.
I'll start working on the grate.
Okay.
All right, I'll go up.
I'll watch the guy.
All right, we're gonna go up and make the phone calls.
Okay, ladies, what are you all doing?
Can we not? We don't want to track down the sound coming from the tunnels.
I think Jim and I should go find the sound.
All right, I'll go make the phone call. They're gonna track down the sound, and you guys keep an eye on the guy.
But you guys are gonna have to get out before the cops show up.
There's a lot of tunnels.
That's true. Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
We're splitting up.
I'm gonna splitting the group up, yeah.
3 ways.
Alright, so I'm gonna follow the girls first. So ladies, you start heading down the chamber from where the creature originally was coming from. And as you move further and further down the tunnel, you can start hearing that chanting a little bit louder, the closer you get. And eventually you come across that cross tunnel where he kind of shot across and you saw the shadow. And you can hear the chanting coming from the left at that point. And if you follow that, you eventually come to kind of this like cylindrical kind of room when you kind of approach. And it looks like there's a railing that runs around this circular area.
Like a
ballet bar?
Medical, like a medical theater?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
With a ballet bar?
With a ballet bar, yeah.
It has everything.
It's a safety bar, just to keep people from falling. Apparently, just like a railing,
There's a pit.
If you get close enough, you do see there's light coming up, and it's kind of a bluish white, but dim kind of light coming up from that area.
Any stairs or ladders or anything? Is that where that's coming from?
That's definitely where the chanting is coming from, yeah. Do you get closer?
Yes.
Okay. When you get into that room, it is a large cylindrical room that goes down, from what you can tell, about 50 or 60 feet. And there is a spiral staircase off to the left of this cylinder that begins to make its way down. And you're on what would be considered like the top level. There's a secondary level, and then there's what would be a ground level, but a lower level there. Okay. On the lowest level, you see 5 men at the bottom, 2 of which are seated at a card table, wearing Russian military uniforms. The other 3 are wearing lab coats and sitting at tall countertops with computers and ham radios. One of the 3 men is repeating these individual Russian words into a microphone, and the other 2 are busy typing. Now, I said there were 3 levels here. The one you're on, the lowest level, and then one in between. That one in between is a circular balcony overlooking the lower area, and a greenish electrical glow is emanating from another hallway beneath you and on the opposite side.
Gemma, do you think we should go down there?
This is what they're hiding from us. I don't know if we should go down.
I think the guy in the monster suit was just trying to scare people away from this. This
Totally.
is the stuff.
Totally.
This is
He's
the
a-
important stuff.
Decoy.
We gotta know what's going on. Girls
Well,
trip.
Yeah, we didn't come this far just to walk away.
And tell the boys. Come on, let's go.
All right, so buddy move or actually buddy sneak for stealth. Uh-oh.
Fail that.
Failure.
I'm good at that too.
Do you want to re-roll that?
I think we both should re-roll that. What do I use? A luck point, maybe?
At this point, you two are both like farting while you're walking.
Girls don't fart. Shut up. There we go.
All right, Gemma got a success. And Shay got a success. Okay, so with that extra success, or you got 2 successes. With that extra success there, let's see if I did you. You can give one to another player, but she's already gotten hers. Find something unexpected. Okay, so I think we'll probably find something unexpected. You quietly move down the staircase and head over to the hallway opposite from where you guys were. And move down that hallway just a little bit, and that green glow gets a little bit more intense as you move down that hallway. And within the room that leads into, it's a small kind of circular room. There is a single iron chamber inside that looks almost like a cocoon. It is a ribbed metallic black object that looks like it might have been created by H.R. Geiger. And a huge network of wires and cords are running to the cocoon. And there's a long glass pane in the center of the cocoon that is glowing with that green light.
And there's no one else in the room?
No one else in the room.
I'm gonna go look. There's a little window. I'm gonna go look in the little window.
Okay. Yeah. So you get a little bit closer, and all of a sudden the pane, that window pane, kind of sparks to life, and an image appears in that pane, and it's about maybe 5 feet tall or so. And that image that appears in there is something that you're actually pretty familiar with. It is the meteorologist for Channel 14, Gemma's father.
Bum, bum, bum.
And he appears and he looks very surprised. It is just an image of him, but it moves. And it looks at past you, Shay, to Gemma. And it speaks. Gemma? Is that really you? Oh my goodness. Red, I can't believe you're down here. Didn't you get my message?
I saw the balloons.
That's it, Red, the balloons. Did you read the message, or why are you here?
Read what message?
Oh, the last thing that I wanted was for you to find me down here. You're in danger, sweetie. You and your friend shouldn't be down here. They'll find you. I don't know what they'll do to you if they find you. You need to go. Go home to your mother and get away from here. Leave. Leave now. Leave town.
Are you in danger?
Sweetie, I don't have much time. All I can say is that I know you know that I was working with Dart on a big project, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much I love science, and I was flattered when they wanted to work with me. I was brought in on a project that was supposed to make a difference in the world, utilizing massive energies produced by the loop. We were working on a project that could reverse the process of certain degenerative diseases. This project was being overseen by Dr. Edwards, your friend Shay. It's her mother. There was an accident and a pathogen was released in the lab. I caught the brunt of it, and Dr. Edwards had to make a choice. She had to seal the room before the pathogen could be released. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you this, Red, but I don't think that I made it. I'm here, but I'm not really here. My body, I mean. I believe the other scientists at DART tried to save me, but all I know is somehow I went to sleep at DART and woke up here. The Russians are using my consciousness to tap into DART. They're making me continue to appear on TV so people don't come looking for me, at least until they get what they want. That's how you can see me now. This is a computer-generated image of me. My body isn't here.
But you're here.
My mind, yes. The Russians are using you and your mother to get me to do what they want. What they don't know is that somehow they've given me the ability to communicate via phone lines, and that's how I've been ordering the balloons with the messages to you. I was hoping you would find 111. The last thing I wanted was for you to end up down here. I think they threatened someone high up the station to cover my absence. I don't know what they've told them, but they're making it look like I'm doing remote broadcasts until their work is finished. When they're done, I'm sure they're just going to unplug me. You have to go, Red.
So you can't actually tell the weather? Never mind. So do you want the Russians? You want us to stop them?
Honey, there's nothing that I think you can do. I just want you and your mom to be safe.
What about Shay? What about Shay's mom?
To be honest, I don't know what happened to her. All I remember is being taken by the other scientists there at DART and put into seclusion away from everyone else, and I lost contact with her. And then everything went dark, and then I woke up here.
Can you keep sending us messages if we go?
I'll try, sweetie, but once they're done with me, I don't know what they're going to do with you. Especially if it comes out that I'm dead.
What did the message say? What did you want us to do?
Run. Get out of here. Get out of this town. It's all a charade.
Can we download him to something? I don't know if I can do that these days. over a phone line to like some sort of TV device, portable TV.
That's an idea.
I bet Corey can figure it out.
I bet
You
one
need
of
the nerd.
us can do it. I need to get one of the nerd boys to help us.
There's only one nerd boy.
You're muted.
Figure it out. Give me some time.
Come on, Gemma, let's go. We'll come back for him. We'll figure it out. The guys will figure it out.
Okay. I mean, he's behind. Is he in the room, and the room is sealed, and there's a window in it, and the cocoon is in there?
It is literally like a long, like computer screen. So he is a video image, and you recall in some of the broadcasts since he's been working at DART and has not been home, you recall that sometimes he just didn't seem quite right when he was being pictured on the screen. Almost like he was appearing up against a green screen, but he was saying that he was on a remote location. And that stutter that he is exhibiting here that you now recognize as like a computer glitch, that glitch was happening occasionally when he was on air.
So did he say what the Russians are doing?
Just that they're using him to get information on DART.
Okay. Well, he wants us to go, and Shay's pulling at my arm, so I'm gonna go.
He puts his hand up against the quote-unquote glass. I love you, Gemma. Go.
Okay.
That sounds like a good cliffhanger for next time.
Very nice.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys take.
Nice, Tyner. Sandbox, but like with the big ending, that was really nice.
All right, good.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Great to see you all. Great to see your
All right.
smiles. We'll see you again next time.
All right. We'll see you.
Okay.
Night, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye.
Night. Bye.